In our last video, we exposed the 10 hidden enemies that silently push your blood sugar higher every single day. We talked about how modern processed foods, hidden sugars, and industrial seed oils like soybean and canola that are literally rusting your cells from the inside out can damage the way your body responds to insulin and harm your mitochondrial function. This leaves your glucose levels unstable, your energy low, and your cravings out of control. Today, we begin reversing that damage. I'm going to show you 5 powerful foods that help your body respond to insulin properly again, stabilize your blood sugar, and support your cells and mitochondria at the deepest level. According to research from Harvard Medical School and the Joslin Diabetes Center, blood sugar control isn't just about what you eat. It's about how your body responds to insulin, the hormone responsible for moving sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells. If your insulin levels stay high for too long, your body enters what scientists call insulin resistance. When that happens, your insulin receptors stop responding properly. Glucose builds up in your blood, and keeping your levels under control becomes extremely difficult, no matter what you try. Today, I'm going to show you how to start improving that response in as little as 24 hours, using specific foods that support insulin function and help reduce blood sugar spikes naturally. Are you ready to take back control of your blood sugar? If you want real science-based strategies to support healthy glucose levels, hit the like button and subscribe to the Metabolic Health Guide. And if you're serious about going further and supporting your insulin response on a deeper level, I've left a research-backed metabolic protocol in the description and in the first pinned comment. But here's the key. Only check that after we reveal food number 1, because that's when everything will click. Let's dive in. Number 5, the glucose stabilizer, apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is much more than a kitchen staple or salad dressing. It is one of the most cost-effective and powerful tools for improving mitochondrial efficiency and glycemic control. The secret lies in its high concentration of acetic acid. A landmark study published in the journal Diabetes Care revolutionized the way we look at pre-meal protocols and demonstrated that consuming a small amount of vinegar before a high-carb meal can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 34% in individuals with significant insulin resistance. But how does this actually work at a cellular level? When acetic acid enters your bloodstream, it performs 2 critical functions. First, it inhibits the activity of alpha-glucosidase and disaccharidases in the small intestine. This means it physically slows down the speed at which starches are broken down into simple sugars, preventing a glucose spike. Second, and more importantly, it activates an enzyme called AMPK, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. In the world of molecular biology, scientists refer to it as the metabolic master switch. When AMPK is activated, it signals to your cells that energy is needed, forcing them to stop the process of lipogenesis and initiate beta oxidation. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health noted that while apple cider vinegar isn't a magic pill, its ability to flatten the postprandial glucose curve is undeniable. By preventing this massive insulin spike, you avoid the subsequent insulin crash, that collapse that happens 2 hours after eating, leading to uncontrollable cravings and brain fog. For maximum metabolic impact, mix 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with a mother in 8 to 10 ounces of filtered water. Drink this 15 to 20 minutes before your largest meal of the day. This simple habit primes your muscles to absorb glucose as glycogen without requiring a massive inflammatory flood of insulin. Number 4, the cellular lubricant, wild fatty fish. To truly understand why fatty fish are essential for your metabolism, we have to talk about the omega-3 index and the health of your cell membrane. Each of the 30 trillion cells in your body is encased in a double layer of fats called a lipid bilayer. If your diet is high in industrial vegetable oils we discussed in the previous video, like soybean or corn oil, Your cell membranes become rigid and hardened, and chronic inflammation sets in. When your cell membranes are rigid, the insulin receptors sitting on the surface cannot change shape properly. This is the physical definition of insulin resistance. The signal is sent, but the door does not open. The science is clear. Wild fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are loaded with high bioavailability EPA and DHA. Research from the American Heart Association and clinical trials conducted at Stanford University show that these long-chain fatty acids are potent anti-inflammatories that literally lubricate insulin receptors. By replacing inflammatory omega-6 fats in the cell membrane with omega-3s, you restore the cell's ability to communicate with hormones. According to a fundamental study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation, omega-3 fatty acids also increase the production of adiponectin. Adiponectin is a protein hormone that modulates several metabolic processes, including glucose regulation and fatty acid catabolism. Higher levels of adiponectin are directly correlated with lower blood sugar and stable energy levels. It's like sending a molecular memo to your brain saying, the inflammation is gone. It's now safe to process the energy in our blood. Aim to consume at least 14 to 18 ounces, about 400 to 500 grams, of wild fatty fish per week. We're getting to the 3 most powerful foods, including the metabolic king. If you're learning something new and want this channel to keep bringing this level of science, make sure you turn on notifications. And if you really want to accelerate your results, there's a special resource in the first comment that will walk you through step by step. But wait until we see food number 1. That's where everything will connect, and you'll understand how to apply this most efficiently. Number 3, the thermogenic accelerator, matcha/green tea. Green tea, and specifically its most potent form, matcha, contained a unique and powerful class of antioxidants known as catechins. The most biologically active of these is EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. The Harvard connection. Researchers at Harvard University and the University of Geneva have extensively studied how green tea influences thermogenesis, the metabolic process by which your body generates heat by processing stored energy. EGCG works by inhibiting an enzyme called COMT, catechol-methyltransferase. This enzyme's job is to break down norepinephrine, one of your key metabolic hormones. By inhibiting COMT, EGCG keeps norepinephrine levels elevated in your synapse for longer periods. This sends a continuous, intensified signal to your nervous system to keep the furnace on. This leads to increased lipolysis, the breakdown of stored energy into free fatty acids that can then be used by the mitochondria to generate fuel. A comprehensive study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that green tea extract increased 24-hour energy expenditure and fat oxidation significantly more than caffeine alone, proving that it is the phytonutrients and not just a stimulant that drive the metabolic boost. Matcha alters your basal metabolic rate at a fundamental cellular level. Drink 2 to 3 cups of organic matcha daily. Since matcha involves consuming the entire ground leaf rather than just tea-infused water, you are getting up to 10 times the antioxidant power of regular green tea. Critical rule: do not add sugar or artificial sweeteners, as they will trigger an insulin response that completely negates the glucose-stabilizing benefits of EGCG. Additionally, avoid consumption after 3 p.m. to protect your melatonin production, as deep sleep is when your metabolic repair is at its peak. Number 2, the insulin peacemaker, avocado. To understand why avocado is considered one of the pillars of modern metabolic health, we need to stop looking only at calories and focus on the biochemistry of satiety. The avocado is a marvel of nature, containing a unique combination of soluble fiber, insoluble fiber, and monounsaturated fatty acids, specifically oleic acid. The science of satiety and cellular geometry. Control studies conducted by Loma Linda University, published in the renowned nutrition journal, demonstrated that simply adding half an avocado to lunch was able to reduce the desire to eat by up to 40% in the subsequent 5 hours. The mechanism behind this is the modulation of the hormones leptin and ghrelin. The avocado signals to the hypothalamus that nutrient density has been reached, silencing the constant hunger signal that haunts those with insulin resistance. But the deepest and most technical secret of the avocado is its extremely high intracellular potassium content. According to data from Harvard Medical School, potassium is the primary ion needed for the functioning of the sodium-potassium pump in cell membranes. Most people with metabolic syndrome suffer from a hidden potassium deficiency. Without enough potassium, your cells lose their electrical sensitivity to insulin. Potassium acts as a fine-tuner for the insulin receptor, ensuring that blood sugar is transported into the cell to be turned into ADP, instead of being diverted to the liver to form dangerous visceral fat. The switch effect. Unlike carbohydrates, the fat in avocado provides a stable energy source that does not require insulin to be processed. By consuming avocado, you are effectively teaching your mitochondria to make the transition to metabolic flexibility. Replace processed carbohydrate sources, like breads or cereals, in your breakfast with half an avocado, seasoned with a pinch of unrefined sea salt. The sodium from the sea salt and the potassium from the avocado work in perfect electrolytic synergy to hydrate your cells and optimize blood sugar control from the very first minute of your day. Number 1. The genetic reprogrammer, broccoli sprouts. We have reached what modern science considers a supreme king of metabolic recovery. If you could choose only one dietary intervention to reverse decades of oxidative damage, it would be broccoli sprouts. It is fundamental not to confuse them with mature broccoli. While both are healthy, sprouts contain a concentration of bioactive compounds up to 100 times higher. The power of sulforaphane and the NRF2 epigenetic pathway. The star compound here is sulforaphane, an isothiocyanate that acts as a powerful epigenetic ligand. Cutting-edge research from Johns Hopkins University shows that sulforaphane is the most potent natural activator of the NRF2 pathway. The NRF2 pathway is described by geneticists as the guardian of cellular health. When activated, it enters the cell nucleus and turns on the expression of over 200 genes responsible for detoxification and antioxidant defense. This includes the production of endogenous glutathione, which clears inflammation in the mitochondria. A rigorous clinical study published in the journal Science Translational Medicine revealed that sulforaphane has a specific ability to suppress excessive hepatic gluconeogenesis. In simple terms, it prevents your liver from manufacturing unnecessary sugar while you sleep. In diabetic patients, this resulted in a drastic improvement in glycemic control comparable to the effect of metformin, but without the digestive side effects. Pro tip: adding a pinch of mustard seed powder can actually boost the sulforaphane bioavailability by up to 4 times. The switch effect. Sulforaphane protects pancreatic beta cells against oxidative stress, ensuring your insulin production remains youthful and efficient. It cleans insulin receptors rusted by inflammation, allowing your metabolism to function efficiently again. To reap these benefits, sprouts must be consumed raw and very well chewed. Chewing breaks a plant's cell walls and brings the enzyme myrosinase into contact with glucoraphanin, creating active sulforaphane. Add a handful of these potent sprouts to your salads or cold smoothies. It is the most concentrated form of food medicine available on the planet today. Metabolic synergy and closing. Now that we've revealed the 5 superfoods, understand the vital connection. None of these foods is an isolated solution if you continue feeding the 10 enemies we discussed in the previous video. What we are building here is total metabolic flexibility. According to recent studies from Stanford University, metabolic flexibility is the definitive marker of longevity. It is your body's ability to switch smoothly between burning glucose after meal and processing your own stored energy during fasting or sleep. By introducing these 5 foods, you are providing your body with the chemical tools and enzymatic cofactors necessary for this transition to happen automatically over the next 24 hours. Your journey to take back control starts now. If this science-based content brought clarity, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. If you believe this video can help someone, leave a like. It's the best way to make this knowledge reach more people. Start tomorrow with apple cider vinegar and gradually introduce the other 4 allies throughout your week. If you want to follow a more structured protocol and have specialized support to stabilize your sugar, the link in the description and in the first pinned comment can help you on this journey. Which of these 5 foods do you already have in your kitchen, or are you going to start today? Drop it in the comments. I read and respond to help you on your journey. But pay attention. Knowing what to eat is only half the battle. In our next video, I'm going to reveal the fatal error that 90% of people make when trying intermittent fasting, an error that makes your blood sugar even harder to control. Your health is your greatest asset. I'll see you in the next video here on Metabolic Health Guide.